man.
Before Lil Uzi Vert would drop bangers including XO Tour Life, Money Longer, Eraser Social, Bad and Boujee, Sanguine Paradise, and his long-awaited studio album Eternal Atake.
Did I sell my soul? I sold my soul for you. Now figure that out. Talking about I sold my soul for you.
Before Lil Uzi Vert would be nominated for a Grammy, a Billboard Award, twice for an MTV Video Music Award, and win for Song of the Summer with XO Tour Life back in 2017. Lil Uzi Vert didn't always dream of becoming a rapper. In fact, at first, he was just jealous of the attention his friend was getting at school for releasing a song. Now, at one point in time, he was even a member of his school's marching band. But Uzi, he gravitated towards idols like Marilyn Manson, who knew how to stand out in a crowd. And it wasn't long before he was picking up the pen to garner more attention from his classmates. Now, it didn't take long for him to realize that creating music was a God-given talent. His parents, they weren't so fond of his new career choice, and they kicked him out of the house. So nowhere to stay and no money after quitting his job as a bag boy, well, he moved with his grandma in her small nursing home. And Uzi, well, he had nothing left to deal with but his dreams.
That was serious to me because I lived with my grandma my whole life. Even when I went to go move with my dad, I came back and lived with my grandma no matter what. Like the last days of me like living in Philly, my grandma actually lived in like a hood nursing home, and I lived there with her. It was like just a little space, but we was chilling. It was normal to me. You know, she'd be watching QVC all night.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrudden, documenting the life and career of Lil Uzi Vert prior to fame. Here for you, of course, to Before They Were Famous. Now, I'm not gonna lie, we've been over this story before here on this channel, but the audience for this channel, it changes over the years, and people keep requesting this video no matter how many times we make it. Now, we drop new videos each and every day, so be sure to let us know who's next in the comments down below. If you're new to the Fame Gang, be sure to subscribe, and now let's get into this video.
I came in the game making happy songs. Life just hit me, and that's what happened. I'm smirking because it's funny now, but it's not funny.
Lil Uzi Vert was born Samir Woods in North Philadelphia on July 31st, 1994, where he grew up in the Francisville neighborhood. When Uzi was still young, his parents separated, so he would bounce between his mother and his father's homes. Now, although he grew up in a rough neighborhood, he got used to things pretty quickly. Besides, he always avoided getting into trouble because he didn't like leaving the house very often. Now, while hanging out inside, Uzi, he was a big fan of playing video games like Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX, and he loved to watch cartoons including Rugrats and Cat Dog. That's before he fell in love with anime, and if you listen to his music or you take a look at his cover art, well, the amount of anime influence, it definitely shows. But eventually, Uzi, he started to spend more time outside after a friend of his named Elijah, he introduced him to skateboarding. And when he was 12 years old, Uzi's dad, he got him and his brother a four-wheeler to start riding. And while his little brother did crash it once, well, nobody got hurt. And to this day, well, Uzi, he still likes to ride. Everyone knows this video.
Damn. Y'all know how I ride?
Hey, what's up?
We gotta go. What's up?
Bye!
Now, in terms of early musical influences, well, Uzi's first ever CD was Mike Jones's album, and his grandma later bought him Wanted by Bow Wow. Then he started getting into Meek Mill and Wiz Khalifa, and he says that Wiz is actually his favorite rapper, and the two are actually good friends now. But Uzi's biggest influences were not rappers. He fell in love with emo, punk music like Paramore, My Chemical Romance, the All-American Rejects, and Gigi Allen. But the biggest influence on his style, his attitude, and his music was actually Marilyn Manson. Now, one day while he was watching Celebrity Deathmatch on TV, well, he came across an episode that included Ricky Martin and Marilyn Manson squaring off against one another. Now, after Uzi watched that program, he became obsessed with Marilyn Manson, and he dug up absolutely everything he could find on the singer's life. He also downloaded all the Manson files that his computer could store. Now, although his friends at school weren't as big of fans of the singer, and Uzi says that he got teased for his different taste in music, well, he didn't care. He became infatuated with the singer's life and still cites him as one of the biggest influences of all time.
My father, the Pale Emperor.
He is?
Listen here. At age 27, I will leave this earth for this man right here.
And while Uzi, he didn't immediately pick up a guitar and join a rock band or paint his nails black, well, he did experiment with different instruments. He played the trumpet in his school's band and cites Hot Cross Buns as the first song he ever learned how to play. But he wasn't trying to become a successful trumpet player. He only joined the band to help get his grades up.
Trumpet? At my school.
You was nice?
I mean, I did it so I wouldn't be in trouble.
That you in the school band?
Slick for a little bit, but then like it ain't work out my grades.
After the trumpet phase was over and he stopped listening as much to early 2000s emo, well, he found the music of A$AP Rocky, Pharrell, and Kanye West's 808 and Heartbreaks, which he says changed his life. Now today, Uzi, well, he can be spotted shopping alongside Kanye West. Now, I guess Kanye is very family orientated because the first time he talked to Uzi on the phone, well, he told him that he was not only happy for him, but for his family. Because, well, the kid is something special. Now, Uzi wasn't only a band member, but he was also a class clown who loved attention from his classmates in any way, shape, or form. But he always was an outsider who never quite fit in with his peer group. He dyed his hair in the 10th grade, and he got grills in high school. Now, it wasn't until his senior year of high school that Uzi would find the thing that would change his life forever and give him the attention that he was looking for. Now, Uzi's friend William Aston, he dropped a remix to Chris Brown's popular song, Look at Me Now, and when their classmates caught wind of the rap, well, they went crazy, and they showed Williams more love than Uzi had ever received in his life. Now, Uzi, he saw how the girls were looking at his friend and the attention he was getting from making music, and he wanted some of that for himself. So Uzi, he told William, I can rap too. And that was a lie at the time. Uzi had never thought about rapping a verse until that moment. Will, he called his bullshit and told Uzi to rap for him. And after making up excuses and pushing it off, well, he finally penned a verse to spit for his friend. Now, Will was impressed and he invited Uzi to the studio. Now, from there, the two, they began to create songs together, and at the time, Uzi, he was rapping under the moniker Stake Down Vertical as part of the Stake Down crew with William. Now, the vertical part of his name, it was in reference for vertical jumps, which was a metaphor for reaching the top. Now, people, they started to call him Vert, but the name we know him by today, apparently it came from some random dude who Uzi, he didn't even know. Now, the dude heard Uzi rapping and he said, wow, you rap fast, like a machine gun or something. Like a Lil Uzi. And just like that, the legend of Lil Uzi had begun. Now, he started posting songs onto a newly created SoundCloud page under his new name, but his songs, they weren't really doing numbers at first. In fact, he said for the first few songs, well, barely anyone would listen. But then one of his songs, it went from 150 plays to 1,000, and from 1,000 to 3,000, and him and his friends, well, they were ecstatic. He told Complex in a 2015 interview that just that couple of thousand felt so crazy. Just being at home, even 1,000 people listened to your song. He would find beats on YouTube and record freestyles over them. The first song, still up on his SoundCloud page, is titled In the Field Freestyle, which is from 6 years ago. But Uzi's slow SoundCloud climb coincided with the decline in his grades at school. Now, he was failing and getting into trouble, even having to move schools at 4 different points over the course of his high school career. In fact, Uzi was getting into so much trouble that his mom, she actually threatened to kick him out of the house if he didn't step up his grades and stop focusing on rap. Now, Uzi, he told Complex about this time period where he stated, I'm already popular in my city, I was just trying to get rich. Man, I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't really want to go back to school. I mean, my family was mad about that because, you know, you tell your family you want to rap and they look at you like you're crazy. But Uzi believed in himself and knew that his music would be heard by the right people if he continued to release it. He dropped the project Purple Thoughts Volume 1, which included production from Space Ghost Perp, a man we've never done a Before They Were Famous video on, which we should have done, or perhaps we should do a Where Are They Now? Anyway, finally Uzi started to catch the attention from the people who could change his life. Now, he and William, they caught the ear of DJ Buzzworthy with their music, who offered to manage the two. Now, William, he declined, but Uzi, he said he was looking for any way to not have to go to school anymore. And he just wanted to make some money off music real quick, so he accepted. Now, Buzzworthy, he introduced Uzi to Charlie Heat, who produced the 2014 track, Uzi. Now, while Uzi was working on that song, he was unknowingly working on a song that would get his music heard by all even more powerful people. Now, that song, it made it into the hands of DJ Diamond Cuts from the Philly radio station Power 99. Now, Uzi's manager at the time was Diamond Cuts' fiance, who sent her the track. She liked it so much that she played the song on the radio in Philly, which was a huge moment for Uzi at the time. And while his record was spinning on air, well, it just so happened that the mixtape legend Don Cannon, well, he was in Philadelphia at the time, driving around listening to Power 99. Cannon called Uzi and loved the music so much that he came back out to Philly to meet with him. Now Uzi, he kept going to the studio and perfecting his craft, and said one day, when he went to the studio alone, well, DJ Diamond Cuts was there.
I go to the studio, I go in there, they like what they hear, so they interested in working with me. I start working, it was from there.
A$AP Yams was another artist to give Uzi an early cosign. He told Uzi that he would be a star one day, and the two, they began to talk on the phone about music and life on the regular. RIP to Yams. Now, we have done a Before They Were Gone video on Yams, but I think that one could use an update. In 2014, Uzi, he started dating stylist, designer, and artist Brittany Bird. Now, his love life, it was great, his music career was taking off, and he had all the right industry contacts for a successful music career. But Uzi's mom, she still wasn't impressed. Now, she told him that he would have to find a real job. And Uzi, well, he wanted to make his mom happy.
She didn't, I don't know, she just imagine, she don't know no rappers. So she that he about to become a rapper. She ain't believe it.
It was then that he started working as a stock boy at Bottom Dollar. Now, he did quit after 3 days, but hey, at least he kept his word and he found a real job. But apparently that still wasn't enough for moms, because she kicked him out of the house. Now, at this point, with nowhere to go, well, Uzi, he ended up living with his grandma in her nursing home apartment where he would work on his music. Now, his grandma, she liked his music and said that he could work on his mixtape while staying with her. Now, when Wiz Khalifa was on his Under the Influence tour, well, they had to stop in Pennsylvania. So Lil Uzi Vert, he showed up.
What it is, you already know Lil Uzi Vert. I know I'm rocking with hip-hop since 1987. Always on there, boy. Just out here chilling, enjoying the Under the Influence tour.
A young Uzi came to the show to meet with DJ Drama, who got put onto his music through Don Cannon. Now, apparently when the two first met, well, Uzi said that Drama, he was looking at him funny. So the first thing he ever said was,
why you looking at me for like that? Why you playing with me? Yeah.
The two instantly clicked after that, and along with Don Cannon, well, the team had a lot of faith in the kid from Philly. So they brought him out to Atlanta to record, where they worked on his upcoming mixtape, The Real Uzi. Now, his big break was when Uzi had a standout feature on DJ Carnage's single, WDYW, in 2015, featuring A$AP Ferg and Rich the Kid. Now, Uzi's energy and new flow over the hard mix of EDM and trap, well, it came as a surprise to many fans who were unaware of his music. Uzi inked an official record deal with Cannon and Drama, signing to Generation Now, later signing on with Atlantic Records. Now, finally, it was all coming together for Uzi, and he put out the project Love Is Rage, which garnered him even more buzz. Fun fact, the LUV, it not only represents love, but it's also an acronym for Lil Uzi Vert. Now, Uzi, he also was featured on the intro to Young Thug's Slime Season 2, which gave him a big push to new audiences. Now, Thug and Uzi, they became very close, and Thug was calling him the next up. Now, Uzi said that he learned a lot about flowing from Thug, and that he taught Thug things as well. Now, Uzi, he kept releasing heat, putting out Lil Uzi Vert vs. The World, and things started to move fast when then he became a XXL freshman alongside Lil Yachty, Kodak Black, and 21 Savage. 2016 was a big year for Uzi as well. He released the Perfect Love tape, including the smash Do What I Want, which is close to 70 million plays on SoundCloud. He also appeared on the last verse of the Migos' #1 hit, Bad and Boujee, which made people feel like Takeoff. Well, he got left off Bad and Boujee. It also became the biggest song of the year. He also dropped a collab project with Gucci Mane called 1017 vs. The World, which according to Uzi was created within the span of just 2 days. And Uzi says that his favorite mixtape so far. Now, unfortunately, during all of these highs, well, he was dealing with a breakup from his longtime girlfriend, Brittany. After that, Uzi, he went on tour at the weekend for the European leg of his Starboy tour. Now, while in London on tour, he previewed the song he wrote about his breakup, and when he released it, well, he named it EXO Tour Life, paying homage to the Weeknd's EXO brand. And while the song didn't reach the masses right away, well, his core fan base loved it, and over the course of the next year, well, more and more people caught on to Uzi's wave. Once radio started playing it and the world caught wind of Uzi's talent, well, it was all over. This went 7 times platinum in the US, and it won the award for Song of the Summer at the MTV VMAs. He followed the success of that song up with his debut label album, Love Is Rage 2, which topped the Billboard Hot 100 hip hop and R&B charts. It seemed like Uzi was reaching new levels with his music and becoming the rock star that he had always imagined for himself. He was unanimously considered to be one of the best new artists, even being nominated for Best New Artist at the Grammys. To celebrate his success, he bought his grandmother a house to thank her for the role she played in his success, and he also bought himself his first car, which just so happened to be a Lamborghini. Then he began to work on the follow-up to the success of Love Is Rage 2 and teased snippets from the album he was calling Eternal Atake. But it was in January 2019 that he made an announcement that left fans scratching their heads. In an Instagram story, Lil Uzi Vert, he announced that he was retiring from music. Crazy. He stated, "I'm done with music, I deleted everything, I want to be normal. I want to wake up in 2013, thank you, love you." Now Uzi was suffering from label troubles and it seemed like he was being held back from releasing music. Enter Jay-Z, who signed Uzi to a management deal with his label Roc Nation. And while we can't be sure if that was the reason we would be hearing new music from the Philly artist, well, we saw him release Free Uzi and Sanguine Paradise shortly afterwards. And while Uzi said that at first he was only rapping for money, well, it turned into him loving the attention that comes with being a mega successful artist. And he just hopes that people, well, they keep paying attention. But I think it's safe to say that Uzi, well, he's gonna be a megastar for many years to come. And hopefully someone I don't have to make another Before They're Famous on, because I've made this video quite a few times. He's just the king, you know what I mean? As for the rest of the story, we're gonna wrap this one up here. Of course, this is Before They're Famous. My name is Michael McCartan. We make all sorts of celebrity bios. You guys gotta let us know who's next in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in another video.